Oppose him.
They have stool pigeons all over the world. And the minute a stool pigeon gets killed, someone kills him, which to me is rightly so. You got to kill them. You got to get them out of the way. Anybody's an informer.
Yeah.
He's only looking to hurt people.
What is happening is that there's a fair amount of money that will be coming out of Italy in one form or another, and how it gets out is a bit of a problem at the moment. And they want to bring it out through Canada again. We are trying to establish a conduit through Toronto. Well, we're about to find out how easy it is.
The conversation then turned to some of the reasons her Toronto people had taken such an interest in Atlantic City.
And I think in my Toronto connections feel that by 1990 we'll have sawdust casinos, which is what they're really waiting for. Field casinos, that kind of situation. They can't go into casinos, obviously, so they don't. We buy buildings.
What are the... I'm not conversant with the rules as to exactly what the casino... I mean, it has to be American citizens or whatever.
No, not necessarily, but they have to be absolutely scrupulously clean. Or we front. We front it. We know that in the beginning, and we front it in such a way that it is. It's coming directly out of Italy through Toronto.
It is coming out of Italy through Toronto. If we have trouble, would your people be interested?
Yes.
If we have a problem getting the money out?
We move it through Toronto very well.
Without revealing any secrets, I'm not asking any secrets, but just how do you move it through Toronto?
They've established a bank in Toronto through which they move it. Not a big...
Really? That is the ideal. Yeah.
The bank through which her Canadians worked was never named. As the discussion ended outside the bar, the subject of a meeting with these Canadians was mentioned.
Where is the best place, here or Canada?
More than likely Canada, because we can get everybody together fairly quickly.
At this point, another man was brought onto the CBC Connections team. Given the phony name of Frank Angelo, he was to pose as the real power, the man behind the scenes of this non-existent company with the Italian money. To further the international aura of the enterprise, Frank Angelo was flown to Los Angeles and the posh Beverly Hills Hotel for one phone call to the woman from Atlantic City.
This is Frank Angelo calling from Los Angeles. How you doing?
You got my message, okay?
Yeah. Listen, I was talking to Ed,
Yes.
and I understand we have some mutual interests.
That's correct.
What I'd like to do is get together with you. If you can make it into Toronto, I understand it's a better area to meet in because your people are there.
That's fine.
Did that fill you in on anything as far as...
Very little, but I'd prefer not to discuss it.
Okay.
Preparations were begun for the meeting. Actual addresses for Frank Angelo Investments were established in Rome and London. And a key tie was devised to New York City, where Frank Angelo, the man behind the scenes of the company with the money from Italy, was to have relatives in the garbage business. The garbage business in New York was chosen because it is an industry extensively controlled by the mafia. In case they were needed, stock and bond certificates from notoriously disreputable Caribbean banks were obtained.
These are all things which
And preparations were made for Frank Angelo to check into the Hampton Court Hotel on Toronto's Jarvis Street. And separately, teams of technicians with equipment in ordinary suitcases quietly checked into many other rooms. When the meeting place had been arranged, it was still unknown who the Canadians were who would show up with the woman from Atlantic City. But at the last moment, the woman phoned saying she had been told not to show up. It would just be the Canadians. Angelo Pucci, and Paul Volpe.
I don't believe it. You came 3,000 miles for this conversation?
The conversation was, I was supposed to see somebody that maybe help us with our little venture.
How much money are we talking about?
How much money? Oh, about 5 or 6.
100 million?
No, just a million.
Because we talk to people with 200 or 300 million that from Italy that want to invest.
No use to talking to me.
No, I mean, because
That's pretty cruisy.
it doesn't make sense here. 5 or 6 million to take it out of Italy. There's no problem to take it out of Italy. If somebody wants to stick their house in, they can take it out.
I realize that.
You know,
But
it's American dollars.
It's coming out of there. But there was an outlet a little easier than from what I understand, Paul. This is why I came out.
I'll give you the easiest outlet in the world. Send it to me.
Tell him so.
That's all. Give it to me.
Send it to me. I know.
I want to go to court with anybody with that. Send it to me. That's all. Hey, this girl, is she nuts, this girl, or what? She's making a mystery. Making this guy come 3,000 miles?
Then the conversation turned to the subject that was to occupy much of Volpe's attention, checking the credentials of Frank Angelo.
What does your uncle do here?
I was in the garbage business in New York. We had,
In New York?
in Manhattan.
In Manhattan, right.
And he's retired. Samson.
He's alive today.
He's alive. He's over there.
Is your uncle through your...
My mother's side.
We're going to go tell him?
Yeah. Why don't you call her and find out what the story is, and we'll want to
At this point, Angelo Pucci decided to check certain details by phoning the woman who was his contact in Atlantic City.
It's ridiculous. Where's the money sitting? In Italy? Is it sitting in Italy now?
That's in Italy.
Is it available now in Italy, or is it in a bank in Italy?
No. Some is in a bank, some is a couple people got it.
They're afraid to take it out.
From what I understand, what I've been getting, they're getting it out, and they're getting it through certain banks in West Indies, Caribbean, whatever the fuck it was. You know.
We're dealing, Frank, with the biggest construction guys almost in Canada here. We're dealing with. And everything's above board. I mean, we're not looking to hide nothing. And I just don't understand, out of the clear blue sky, to bring in money from Italy.
Not here.
If I had money here and I wanted to bring it somewhere, I'll get it out.
Yeah, me too.
You know, I mean, hook or crook, you'll get it out. It's a natural
They
thing.
want to from what I understand, can I talk to you?
Yeah.
All right. From what I understand, I'm going for a finder's fee. I want to get, if I can find an outlet, I'm going to make money, and I don't have to touch a damn thing, all right?
Well, Frank, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to find out about you. I'm going to get somebody to reach your uncle.
That's no problem.
But it's just too bad, you know, it could have been done a little better. Does your uncle know anybody in New York, anybody else?
You're talking about people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know somebody?
Yeah, you know somebody.
You want to give me a name? Can you give me a name?
You want to give me a name and I'll tell him to call? You want to do it that way? Who do you want for him to, who do you want for him to know? You know, that he'll make a call.
Well, I'd like a name from him, Frank.
All right, you want me to have him call you?
No, not me. I don't even want to talk to him. I just wanted to give me somebody in New York.
That could say who he is. All right.
I can send somebody to New York and find out about you.
Then I have you come in.
Well, you got the best guy in the world right here.
I just turn around and I see him, and I say, wait a minute now.
He's the best guy in the world. Martyn Burke. Best guy in the world for real estate.
Ahead of time.
Did you get her?
You want to move in the shade table?
Yeah, good idea. That's better. Just sit there. That's good. Sit right there. Here, I'll bring it over. Bring the fucking thing over.
No, I'm really confused.
Angelo Pucci returned after several minutes' discussion with the woman in Atlantic City.
I got a townhouse down here. I'm renting temporarily.
Whatever concerns he had were swept aside, at least enough for Volpe and Pucci to want to proceed with caution.
And his wife.
But if I get that thing for you,
Yeah, I want you to get me a name
I will.
in New York that,
Maybe
one
this
thing
is
about it, you hit the right thing, whoever you are, Frank, the garbage business. You hit the right one, the garbage business.
What, you think I'm lying to you?
No, I don't think you're lying.
All right.
But one thing about it, you hit the right thing, the garbage business, whatever it is. Couldn't be any stronger, the garbage business. You know, if it's, Frank, if it's on the legit, you happen to strike the right pair. Believe me. Because if you've got people that want to invest money, you could not get a better real estate man than this guy did.
And I'll tell you, there's not a better place in North America, in my opinion, right now.
Wine City?
It's tops. It's tops.
The meeting ended with an agreement to meet again the following night, but the connections team decided to terminate the operation at this point.